Big changes. The first big change is the traffic. The traffic in Sanya 10 years ago was a terrible disaster.
Really?
And the road yeah, and the road condition was bad. So everything has been smoothed out. Very good roads now, very good traffic. People are getting much more well-behaved on the road. Okay, that's one big change. The other big change we've seen in Sanya City, I'm not talking about the whole of Hainan Island because I live in Sanya. You can see from my color, you know, I'm a Sanya boy.
Very tan, yeah.
And what you can see in Sanya is an amazing change in the surroundings. It's very beautiful. The whole city is very beautiful. No matter it's daytime or nighttime, the vegetation is perfectly maintained. The lights around the city are beautiful, and all the old areas of the cities have been modernized, and it's really, really beautiful now. That's the second thing. And the third thing, which is very considerable, is the change in the people. People are much more well-behaved. They're much more wenming, as we say in Chinese, okay? Yeah. Now than 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people were really, you know, kind of rough. And you can see from the education, you can see that the education is changing a lot. It's been improving a lot. And this is changing the local people very much. Now local people are really nice, and they're getting very polite. And that's a very big change in the surrounding.
Well,
of course.
What about the changes in your own industry, which is yachting and marina industry? I believe that about 10 years ago, when you first got to Hainan, I don't know do people can they really afford like buying a yacht?
I'm coming to that. I'm going to that.
Yeah, great. I'm sorry for cutting in, but go ahead.
The other change is everything which is shopping-wise. I mean, 10 years ago, you can't find much in Hainan. But now, at least in Sanya, Haikou was a bit better. But now in Sanya, you can find basically everything, and it's a much more pleasant city to live. Regarding my industry, which is yachting industry, yacht and cruise, it's been going from zero, basically, to a point. Now, we reach a point here in Hainan, which is the same kind. There was a rise in the industry since about 10 years ago. That's when it just started. You know, when I came here 10 years ago, there were like basically less than 200 boats in Sanya. Yeah. Now there's over 600, almost 700.
Wow,
so
it tripled.
We had a rise. Yeah, we had a rise like this over the years, but now we're reaching a point. It's the point that we reached in the 80s in France, in Europe, where the market is going to explode. So there's a lot of new projects, new marinas under construction, and a lot of changes in the law, which will allow people to use the boats and so on. Because now the market has changed a lot too.
Yeah.
Customers are different. 10 years ago, people who bought a yacht were people who had an entrepreneur who wanted to use the yacht for, you know, hosting guests, basically. And now it's totally different. Now, who buys a boat? It's all the post-80s, you know, Jolly Hall.
Really? People like my age?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I don't have that.
Because now
so
the post-80s, they are 40 years old, and they have money. A lot of them are very successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And they know how to have fun, you know, they know how to play. They're not afraid of the water. They are a different generation from the previous generation. And this is a new market. This is a new customer. So this market is going to explode in the future.